Well, I worked on this on and off all day because it took so long for the glue to dry. I'm going to take this regular Dollarama dresser and turn it into a really neat miniature that you would actually want to use in your dollhouse. I can't wait to show you how. So first of all, you heat it in the microwave to take it apart, 20 seconds at a time because you don't want to burn it, and that loosens the glue. And then, of course, I use this saw to cut it all up, like cut the drawers apart. So, of course, you have to do the laborious task of sanding off all of the excess glue on each and every piece. And then on the top, because it's just kind of like a plain plywood, I'm just putting a nice bevel on the edge of the top of the dresser just so that it'll look nice when it's like all done. So I'm just kind of doing it at an angle so that there'll be a nice bevel. You see how it's like rounded a little bit now rather than just flat? So I did that on 3 sides. I didn't do it on the back of the dresser though. So I think that looks like so much better. And so then I've got the side pieces, and rather than glue it the way it was glued, I have to make the dresser just slightly wider so that the drawers can open and close. So I'm going to be re-gluing it together instead of on top like this. I'm going to be gluing it together on the sides like this. See, so that the drawers are going to be able to fit in, if that makes any sense. so so I'm just getting out the tacky glue, and I will be using tacky glue for the entire process of this project. So I've glued it now, and I'm just going to set it aside to dry. And now I've got the drawer fronts and the sides and back of the drawers cut out. So I used tongue depressors for the sides of the drawer and the back of the drawer, so to actually make the little box. And you can see you want to make it so that it's not too deep because you don't want the drawers to stick out too far. So I'm just gluing the little tongue depressors onto the drawer. You can see there, one on each side, and you want to make it as even as you possibly can. And then I've got a tongue depressor that I'm gluing onto the back of it. And there you go. That is my entire drawer built. So I've got to do 3 of these, and that's what they're going to look like. And super, super easy. The whole thing is you just want to make sure that the drawer is shallower than the actual dresser. See? So when you put it on, it's going to fit. So I have chosen to use only 3 of the drawers, and you can see here I glued in coffee stir sticks as a separator between each drawer. And then on the bottom, I actually used a popsicle stick. And then I used a little coffee stir stick level with the piece that goes across, so that when the drawers are in, they're not going to sink down. That's what's going to hold them. I guess they'd be drawer risers. I guess that would be the best way to describe it. Now, for the bottoms of the drawers, what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little bit of tacky glue on, and then I'm using the same paper that I used for the inside of the back of the drawers. And the reason why I had to paper the inside of the back of the drawers is because that is thin, 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 cheap wood. It's from the dollar store. So I did that to cover up the fact that the wood is kind of splintered and doesn't really look all that nice. So it just kind of cleaned it up really nice. So you can see here, I'm just putting tacky glue around the edge. And then I've just got this little pretty scrapbook paper. And I'm turning it... no. I gotta turn it around. There you go. And then I'm just gluing it on, and that will make the drawer bottom. So, yeah, I think that miniatures that really work, like having drawers that open, just really make it look so much nicer. I just love functional miniatures rather than, well, I mean, let's face it, it really did look like a dollar store item when we started. So I did let these dry for about a half an hour, and then I'm going to take out a really fine pair of scissors and I'm going to cut the excess paper off. So, and that'll be it. The drawers themselves will be done. So as you can see, what I did was when I had initially put the coffee stir sticks in that we're going to separate the drawers, I didn't like the way it looks, so I actually added an entire layer of coffee stir sticks all around the edge of the front of the dresser, and then I relined so each coffee stir stick is double thick on the front of the dresser. I'll show you in a moment. So there you go. That's all trimmed up, and that's drawer number 1, and I've got to do the other 2 drawers. So I've got them all done now, and I'm quite pleased with the way that looks. It's turned out exactly the way I want it to, and yeah, they look pretty good. I mean, you can see the light through them a little bit, but it's not like I'm going to be putting anything heavy into these drawers. So, and they're nice and square, and they should do the trick. So, okay, so you can see here on the face of the dresser, I lined it again with a second layer of coffee stir sticks. And now what I'm doing is I'm just taking some tacky glue and I'm just going all around the top, and then I'm going to mount the top piece onto it. And remember that I beveled the edge, 3 of the edges, so the front and the 2 sides, but I did not bevel the back piece because I want it to be flat. So I'm just putting that on. See how it's flat on the back? I just think it looks so much nicer with that little bit of bevel to it. Really adds something to it. So, and then I'm just kind of making sure that it's level and that it's right in the center. So there you go. That's what it looks like. I'm pretty pleased with the way this turned out. I mean, it's a lot nicer now that it's functioning. So I'm just going to take the drawers out that I know that they actually fit. So by using the coffee stir sticks all the way around in that second layer that I did, it makes the dresser look a little bit thicker on the left and the right side. So I'm quite pleased with the way that looks. I think it looks a little bit more realistic. So I'm using burnt umber, just regular acrylic paint, and I've sped up the painting process so that you don't have to watch me paint every single nook and cranny because it takes way too long. So there's what it looks like painted up. So this has actually been left to dry for an hour, and I've got out my Testors metallic gold paint, and I am purposely using way too much paint on the paintbrush because I want it to drip down so that it looks like it's got kind of like a little circle around the handle. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way that turned out. So I've got them painted nice bright gold. And once again, I'm really happy that I used the existing doorknobs on it. So this is the finished product. And yeah, and it's functioning. So you can see here all the drawers pull out. And I wasn't able to use 4 drawers. So the initial one only, or had 4 drawers. And I was only able to fit 3 back into it. But I think it turned out pretty cute. So there it is with the drawers open. I'm just going to close them up here. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. So, I mean, it's a long way from the original dollar store product, that's for sure. I'm pretty pleased with this little dresser. I think it's cute. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to help support my channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Just go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Lisa Dobo. I'd like to thank everybody that has bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that like button, and please leave comments below. This helps my algorithm for my channel, and it helps my channel to grow. And once again, have the best day ever.